Do you remember experiencing a time in your life when everything just went exceedingly well? You encountered no problems whatsoever. And everything happened almost magically? Yes? You ever had those times? Aren't they just wonderful?
Yes.
Don't you just wish you had them all the time?
Yes.
Of course. Of course. Okay, so athletes, they refer to this state as being in the zone, where they are so in sync with what they're doing that it's effortless. Those who are spiritually inclined, well, you've heard about them. They refer to it as being at one. And musicians, it's in the groove, where it's as if the music is playing them. Yeah. This is making reference to a state that's called in the flow. Yeah, you got that right, Morgan? Yeah. In the flow. It is a state of operation in which a person in an activity is fully immersed in the feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and success in the process of the activity. That's being in the flow. In order for us to experience that, we have to shift out of doing things for results. We have to recognize that the real experience of life is the living of the experience. So, sometimes it causes us to look again and wonder, the flow? What does this mean to me, and what can I do? How can I actually enhance my capacities to experience this state that I have experienced before, again and again? Well, it isn't reaching for and trying to duplicate that experience that you had. Because you see, that doesn't work well with the flow. Anyone who's ever been in the water knows that, yes, you'll have a current, but that current is not going to remain constant. And even if it appears to be that way, it's not so. And the same is true with every other aspect of the flow that manifests in life. The point is, change is. Change is always occurring. And we need to embrace change as a good thing. You see, we have been moved away from that in our capacity to relate to and with life. So it requires of us to get to a place to where we have a healthy relationship with change. We recognize it as something that's good. It keeps us alive. If we recognize it as good, then we realize that it really is stimulating us to be ever present. I know. Sometimes what is that we have the struggle inside ourselves and we forget about the magic of our lives. There are two things that we really need to recognize that if we want to experience the flow with a sense of ever-present experience. One is, we have to be happy. I know it's like a tall order. The only time you can be happy is after work, from 4 to 6. Happy hour, right? I know some of you weren't clicking that, but that's okay. Okay, so the first thing is to be happy now. to be happy now. That's our very first requirement of ourselves, to be in the flow. And then, here's the next step in our awakening. And that is to have a clear awareness of our becoming. Now, that may sound as if I am speaking in static terms, but the fact is I'm not. I'm speaking of being in the flow to where we realize our becoming is a flow. It is an action. It is a verb. It is not a noun. So we bring ourselves to realizing we're opening up in our clarity to actually be able to embrace the realization we are becoming. This ties into that then translates into magic. Now, please don't get me wrong. I know sometimes we get the idea, especially in seeing others or having someone who exemplifies living in the flow and whatever it may be. Look at the heroes we have. Aren't they a lot of them sports people, athletes? We look at them and say they're our heroes. Or even those that we are looking at so far as spiritual representatives, we see them as something other than. And the same is true with gifted musicians. We say, my God, I could never do that. That's way beyond me. Now, here's the part regarding magic, you see. When it comes to my life, I have experienced many, many magical moments in my life. And I want to assure you, it's not because I'm a better person than you. See, sometimes you get the idea that I'm special and that I'm better than you. And that's the reason why I have all of these magical things happening. And that's not true at all. And I'm sharing this with you so you can get a grip on just how you are just as capable as I, as anyone, so far as experiencing the magic of the flow. I'm not up here to try to enumerate all the different things that I've had that have revealed themselves to me as magic, when I and myself had an operating awareness that didn't quite match up to that, but I realized I somehow or another had put myself in an energetic vibrational mode to where I stimulated the flow, to where it then translated into the manifestation that corresponded with that looked like magic. You see, our disappearing act, and that's part of our magic, contains who we believed ourselves to be, that we are rapidly realizing doesn't work anymore. And then the other part of the magic is stepping out of that into an unknown with the attending desire and intention of becoming who we feel, maybe even see we truly are, and putting forth that effort and energy into it. If you can, realize that I'm really speaking to you on a very no-nonsense, easily accomplished basis. Each of us is quite capable of accomplishing this. But what it is being required of us, of life, of the flow, is for us to consciously affect it. We need to consciously get clear about who we are becoming, to give it purpose and intention. Otherwise, what happens? All of our unconscious patterns, all of our old worn-out beliefs in the less than, the victim, all of that stuff, as well as the other negative influences from other people that we, like sponges, absorb to ourselves and identify with, become the energy that the flow works with and brings to our attention by what we're generating. So it's for us to be conscious participants in this, realizing, no, I'm not talking about taking over and controlling life. You see, I am not a proponent of we create everything. I am fully aware of the fact that there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to create the sun. But I can't accept the sun and all of its radiance according to my awareness and align myself with it to where I get the benefits from it and not act like a fool and stand out there and burn to a crisp. You see, a part of this awakening is realizing where we fit into the flow and go with the flow. And also at the same time, be very sure about what it is that we want to have acting as our intention. You see, you want to recognize that having grounded intention is going to work oh so well for you when you work it for yourself. When we embody the practices that support us being conscious co-creators of our lives, we reattune ourselves to our intuition and live with grounded intentions. We live with purpose. We live with passion. We live with genuine enthusiasm. And life truly becomes magical. You see, the magic of it is not that life really is a magician, but that things are happening in our lives that we don't fully comprehend. And there's that part of us that recognizes it's happening anyhow, and it's happening as if by magic. It isn't to say that life is sleight of hand in its artistry, but it's just to say that in our beginning, where we are right now, we don't catch it all that's happening. But this is to help you to see you can have a very magical life if you will get really well grounded in your intentions. And you'll begin to generate those life-giving frequencies. You get really amped up about your life. You get really excited about your life. Your enthusiasm is genuine, it's real, and you learn to develop the capacity of sustained involvement. So, this is presenting it to you from the basis of, here I am, 68 years old, and I have made so many mistakes, I wouldn't even want to bring them to your attention, for a part of me might be truly embarrassed, and the other part of me would say, it's a waste of time. But it is to bring to your awareness that I recognize the magic that has worked, is working, and shall continue to work in me, through me, because I am finding a real joy in what is being birthed in me as I awaken to it. So together, let's bring this to a place of generating it and claiming it for ourselves, shall we?
Yes.
All right, good. If you will repeat, I am the creator of my life.
I am the creator of my life.
I affect the flow with grounded intention and enthusiasm.
I affect the flow with grounded intention and enthusiasm.
I love my magical life.
I love my magical life.
I am the creator of my life.
I am the creator of my life.
I affect the flow with grounded intention and enthusiasm.
I affect the flow with grounded intention and enthusiasm.
I love my magical life.
I love my magical life.
I am the creator of my life.
I am the creator of my life.
I affect the flow with grounded intention and enthusiasm.
I affect the flow with grounded intention and enthusiasm.
I love my magical life. And echoes always work. Thank you.
For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.